All right. Okay. Guys, can you see me? I just want to make sure. All right. Because I'm not seeing myself, but all right. We're good? Let me see the guy in the control. Control, we're good? We good? All right. Control? Control? All right. Cool. We're good. Okay, guys. Well, welcome to another exciting edition of What Will the Market Do Tomorrow? Tonight, I'm your host, Jason Spatafora, otherwise known as the guy with the bad audio when Mike is doing a live stream and wearing a Yankee hat. Or the Wolf of Weed Street, if you want to be, whatever. So, we got a good amount of things to talk about tonight, don't we? Right? Okay. First off, thank you for coming. It's great to see all of you, lovely faces, or eggs, kind of like. Yeah, some of you guys just get a profile picture. Stick anything in there instead of seeing colors. Andrew, what's up? DMCK, what's up? James, everybody, great. Okay, so I started this early for a reason. Okay, why? Why did I start this early? You might say. Well, one, I didn't know if I'd have technical difficulties, and two, I wanted to get the Q&A. Let's get sorted. Let's have a game plan for this stream. Okay, I don't want to be all willy-nilly like, oh, we're here, we're there. How do I open up a trading account? How do I, do this and do that? We'll get to that. But the question on all of your minds is, how do we play this week, right? We're watching futures. Futures are, kind of poop right now. Wouldn't you say? Dow down 1.2%, S&P down 1.15%, VIX up 4.9%. Start worrying if that thing gets over 5%. Small caps getting rocked. Not quite at 2%. They were just at minus 2%. Nikkei red, doing a little bit better. Nikkei futures also red, also doing everything better. Okay, so you guys saw the title of this. So we're going to talk about Friday. We're going to talk about Thursday because there's no talking about Friday unless we talk about Thursday. There's no talking about Thursday if we don't talk about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Specifically, Monday, I make a video on YouTube, on my channel, about rug pull. Robin Hooders are going to get crushed. Mike says the same thing. Mike and I actually said the same thing on Sunday. Tuesday, we go and we say the same thing about small caps. All right? So Tuesday, TTG Tuesday, I know you guys crushed it. If we're crushing it, our members are crushing it, then we know that you were crushing it. So TTG Tuesday was crazy. And still, what were we saying? This is unsustainable, right? It can't go like this. We can't have 10 different stocks over 100% in small caps. That marks some kind of top. Of course, there's going to be exceptions to the rule, but the writing was on the wall. And then we started, it was like, oh yeah, there's nothing going wrong with small caps. Sell, 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 sell. And then it was just kind of too late. It was just like, boom. Everybody just got worked. I had 150, to give you an idea where my head was at on Monday. I had, and the TCG members had $153 IWM puts. That's for the Russell 2000. We took profit on it because you don't know, right? And we took a good amount of profit on it. We should have kept some in there. I'll put it this way. If you kept one option contract in that thing, so if you just kept, let's say you bought 10, all right? And you sold where we sold, which is about 30% gain, 40% gain. That one contract you would have kept, if you had sold it on Thursday, would have been double or triple all of the profit you made from selling those 9 contracts. In other words, that thing went over 1,000%. We also had 142, we also had 342.50 Apple puts. It was 352.50 Apple puts that we sold also. My bad. So, the writing was kind of on the wall. And what did I say on Tuesday to all you beautiful people? I said, guys, look, when I don't, Mike's, running the show, he's got the hat on, he's eating and, showing charts and everything. And then I come on and look, guys, the whole time I'm on, I'm watching futures. I'm seeing what's going on, right? So when I talk, I want to be deliberate in what I'm saying. And I said something very deliberate to you guys, which was, guys, headline risk is back. Okay? Now, do you guys agree with that right now? Let's look at all of the headlines that we're dealing with. Okay? Of China talks, kind of not really hearing much, but they're there. You have the protests, the riots. You have Powell. You've got coronavirus. You got 5. Take away China for right now. You can even take away Powell. Take away riots, and you still got coronavirus. All right. And what did we say? 2 weeks ago, the Memorial Day crowd was going to start showing its head in the market. All right? We're just getting that out right now. Now we've got another 2 weeks of ball up in the air. What are we doing? What are we doing? What's going on? Because now we have coronavirus from the protesters, right? And that's a huge risk or that's a huge headline risk. We don't know how it's going to pan out, but remember, uncertainty is what creates fear and volatility in the market, right? That's why the TVIX trade from Thursday was wild. I mean, $60 move. That's why on Friday, this uncertainty and everything is why we absolutely destroyed the S&P 500 in options on Friday. So for some of you that don't know, I'll just kind of go over it. While I'm talking, TTG people, you could call out which ones you participated in and whatnot. And, all right, got it, sorry. So, kind of seeing how the price action was, it was really, Thursday was a really interesting day. Now, we did like this emergency stream, right? And I joined on, and I was there briefly. And what did I, for the people that aren't in TTG, I said something to you because I know a lot of you guys watch the YouTube channel, right? And I said to you guys, look, I go, 80% of the time we get a green day on the SPY, all right? With about 2% average is what it does, after it drops over 5%. Well, we hit that 2% at open. We were at like 306, 307. We went a little bit, and then we just started giving it back. And you know, I was trying to get into some puts. I was missing them. Wasn't going after anything like crazy. I wasn't gonna chase because I knew it was Friday. It was going to be a long day, and two, I was just like, this day is going to be so choppy. The longer I wait with these options, the cheaper they're going to be because all the premium is going to be sucked out of them. And the bigger the size I can get, right? You know, and my risk was just drastically reduced. So I waited, I think around noon, or no, 11 a.m. was my first trade. And it was SPY puts, 300 puts. And those went, I believe, 100% were the first ones. Then kind of took off. I was just kind of watching. I was like, psyched about that 100% gain. Oh, and that 100% was in 6 minutes. It did that move in 6 minutes. And actually, if you had waited like a minute, you got the option for like 20% less. So it's crazy. Just absolutely crazy, 6 minutes. I think actually it was like 123%, but whatever. Then I went, got lunch, came back, and was just watching the afternoon. Got into calls, got into puts, then calls again. And I'll tell you what I was basing it on, right? So I was playing that 300 level. I was playing 300 like Leonidas from 300, right? You know, just kind of holding the line. And this is where understanding the price action from previous days, or, you know, watching a stock really comes into play. Because on Thursday, what happened? We went all the way down to $300.01. So 300 was just a line in the sand. So you have to understand, okay, dropping under 300 was just a huge it was a mind fuck, right? That they did not want to see. Also, you know, you go under 300, you're probably going to trigger a bunch of stops. But knowing this and understanding this, this type of price action, and this just kind of the market sentiment and the psychology behind it, you know, when it dropped finally under 300, you know, that's when I went for $300 calls, and those went 100%, you know. And then we waited. We got into puts. I think the puts that we got in went 100%. Basically, 4 of the SPY trades we got into went 400%. Okay, and we saved the best for last. And you know, when we were in the puts, it was later on in the day. It was, I don't know, I think it was around like 2:30. And I said to everybody, I go, look, we're going to keep a very tight stop on this. And the reason being is because I know by 3:30 we're going to be in calls. Okay, 3:30, 3:45. We are getting into calls. Okay, well, which calls? So I had 2 in mind. All right, QQQ and the SPY. So for the SPY, it was 304 calls that we got into. I forget what the price was. I think it was around 50 cents, something like that, 55 cents. You guys remind me. And QQQ, what was it? What was the call for QQQ? I forget what the price is. I've just completely brain farted. 234. So 234 QQQ calls. All right. And so QQQ was like 233.50, and the calls were 50 cents or like 60 cents. And so I said to everybody, hold on one second. I'm getting is that all right? Guys, is my audio okay? All right. They're talking to me in like technical speak. So going into QQQ, I ended up missing it. A bunch of you guys got it, right? So QQQ, it was 54 cents. I wanted 50 cents because it was a nice round number. This is one of those times where I should have just hit the ask and just market ordered in. But because I was trying to buy a good chunk, I wanted to get it under a certain price, just because I knew like risk. Okay, audio's great, good. So I missed QQQ. A bunch of people go. That ends up going 400%. 400% ends up closing at 35.88. Long story short, the day was just wild. Okay, and make no mistake, tomorrow is going to be equally, if not more wild, because of the way that we closed, the way we gapped down Thursday, gapped up on Friday. We're like right above the 200 day, right above like supports and resistance on QQQ and the SPY, so, and a bunch of other indexes. So we're in this crazy like pivot area, right? Where it's either going to be just an epic bull trap or an epic bear trap. And it really is. It's coin flip. And we're going to have a real good indication of this from where futures kind of pan out by the end of the night. So, for the bulls, right? I'm going to give you guys two cases. All right. So what do the bulls want to see? Okay. All right. The bulls, this is what you want to see. Ideally, you want to see the futures pump, so some buying come into the futures, and we want to be under 1%, okay? We probably want to be under 0.75% going into 9:30, okay? Going into 9:30, that would give me some hope, because that's when Asia is going to really open. Asia is going to open red, okay? We already know that, but is it going to stay red or, fade back down? Okay. I think it fades back down. You get some panic, but you got two indicators or two things that I'll watch. One, not so important, but it's more of a, understanding like the market psychology and the sentiment of the people. Okay. That's gold. Okay. Gold, when you're at that point when you're like flipping a coin, or think of gold as like the 00 and the 0 on the roulette wheel, okay? Watch gold. Gold can tell you a lot. Second is the VIX, all right? You do not want the VIX over 5%, okay? You do not want small caps over 2%, okay? Think of the small cap, like small caps getting trashed means all the Robin Hood rats are getting trashed. We need the Robin Hooders, okay? They're a crazy bunch of people. They're really upset that Sherwood Forest burned down last week, but we need them. Why do we need them? Because we need somebody to sell into. Shh, don't say anything, but that's why we need them, okay? So we need them to be in the game. Small caps right now down 1.73%. Nikkei futures actually about to go green, so that's a good sign. They were pretty red before. S&P 1.2, Dow Jones 1.2. Okay, so point is, we've got to watch futures. We want to watch for a 11 p.m. pump. Okay. So, guys, now, all right. I'm going to take questions in a second, but you guys, I read these comments when, I'm on here. Obviously, I got a lot to do when I'm just on the phone. And you don't have to see my beautiful face or my awesome t-shirt. But, instead of being in TTG on a Tuesday, and honestly, you probably only got one token. So why the hell? I'm just asking from like a purely, objective perspective, okay? Monday, I think 2 trades over 200%, okay? Tuesday, same thing. Thursday, another like crazy small cap day. In the morning, I forget what small cap it was, and then it faded. JFIN. Thursday, crazy. Friday, four trades. Four of my trades over 100%. The fifth one, I think it was it did 40%. 40% or 50%. You know what the crazy thing was? It ended up going 100%, but I was out by then. So why the hell aren't you guys just lining up to join TTG? Just tell me. I'm really curious. I'm really curious because, part of the reason that we're doing what we're doing, okay, besides the fact that we've just got a really good group, a really strong group, is the amount of just pure eyeballs on there. I mean, how many people are on here right now? Probably a good amount, right? Good amount of people. So, guys, sign up. And if you do sign up, there's going to be some goodies. There's a goodie bag. So we just did our Trader Palooza on Saturday. Trader Palooza was 12 hours. 12 hours. 12 hours, different speakers, different topics. And let me tell you something, guys. I did an hour on pot stocks. It's worth the whole TTG membership between you and me. Ask somebody. I did a whole hour on pot stocks and I talked about options. But pot stocks, I dropped some dimes. I dropped some, seriously. The recording of Trader Palooza is worth it. Oh, DJ, thank you. Yeah, it was good. But look, if you do sign up tonight, you get a one-on-one with myself, and maybe some of the other mods. I don't know, but I think you should sign up tonight. So we're going to hit you with a link. Hold on, control room. Can we get the TTG Wolf 6 link? And while that's going, I'm going to have some Boost Oxygen. Because it's great. All right. Did you mention True Leave at all? Glenny, just listen to the recording, right? There we go. Summer sale. Click on the link if you want to do this. La 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 la. Jesus Christ. My hair looks like a freaking ice cream cone, guys. Ice cream cone head. So yeah, guys, that's my code, all right? I teach you how to trade options. I teach you how to start with options. Guys, most people that start with options, they're picking the wrong options. And they just have a completely, crazy strategy. Most strategies just don't work. And let me tell you something. I've blown a lot of money on options so that you don't have to. I've already front-loaded that cost. Trust me. So I don't want you guys to, especially guys with small accounts, right? These are the guys that have, $1,000, $2,500, $5,000 accounts. Yeah, you've got PDT rule. When you have a cash account, you can actually grow a cash account from and I know one of my friends grew a cash account, didn't know, he's like, is it buy to open or buy to close? Okay, what's a call option? What's a put option? I shit you not, got the hang of it turned 5 grand into $500,000 in like 2 months. Of course, this was 2018 when we hit 234 on the SPY, and he was just basically buying calls and got really lucky. But in the process, and I say this all the time, like any fool can make money. The real hard part is hanging on to that money. And that's exactly what we saw with a lot of the Robin Hooders, right? Everything's going to be great. I mean, guys, look, in TTG, for example, we get a lot of people come in and the retention's great. So when Chesapeake and NKLA were running at the end of the day, and people were they're like, hey, should I buy this? Sending me messages. No, I'm stopping people. I'm like, no, you take your profit. You don't buy any more of this. Like, oh, I'm up 300%. Should I buy more? No. Okay. You need somebody to come in there and tell you to take profit. So yeah. Max Beck, yes I do. Just look up Wolf of Weed Street. This isn't about Wolf of Weed Street. Wolf of Weed Street is TTG. TTG is Wolf of Weed Street. We're like this, okay? We're like Voltron, all right? I'm like the sword with the missiles. Pew, pew, pew. Okay? Or the sniper rifle. I don't know. Yeah, guys, if I'm in chat and I start singing or talking to the option, it's a good day. If there's specific songs that are playing, everybody is just crushing. So, all right. Okay, so let's take some questions. Okay, it's 8:42. Put SPY TVIX tomorrow. Look, I think TVIX is going to be TVIX and UVXY, right? If you're trading TVIX, one, I think you should wake up. If you're planning on trading TVIX, all right, I want you to do is get your phone out, okay? Set your alarm for 5:45. Earlier if you can do it. Why? You're going to need some coffee. You are going to want to be playing that or watching that at the open, okay? Pre-market. You're also going to maybe, the way that you can see, should I wake up at 4:45 or 5:45 is wake up at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, okay? See what futures are doing. Guys, I do that every night. Every night. You think that these bags and these, under my eyes are hereditary? They're not, okay? I should have the face of an angel. This is a face of somebody that wakes up at 3 in the morning to check futures and then wakes up again at 6 to check futures to see if he should get up. And sometimes I have to get up because I'm like, oh, shit's going down, all right? So that's what I think you want to be really patient with futures, okay? We do have, we have to start treating the weekends the way we were treating weekends in March, okay? And if you don't know what I mean by that, and this is part of the reason I even came on TTG. Now, going back to January, I was tracking coronavirus. January 7th, actually, was the first time I heard about coronavirus just in conversation with somebody that's like a big investor. And just nonchalantly, I said, well, how far is Wuhan from Foxconn, where they make all the Apple phones? And then I was like, wow, so Apple's like just ripping, everything's ripping like near the highs, and I'm just like, that thing gets anywhere near Apple, the market's gonna collapse, right? So, that's why I got short. I started getting short in January, and that's why February was probably one of my best trading months ever. Period. What was it, March? They're very close. So, when March rolled around, okay, and now it was like, okay, what's going to happen? And this is when stuff was going on in China, right? This is when it wasn't really here in the United States, but we had to see what was going on in China, because the risk for China with us was always going to be disruption to the supply chain, and what disruption meant and which dominoes it knocked over. Okay, the dominoes it knocked over: air travel, shipping, energy, and manufacturing, right? As well as consumer products and just shit that we outsource, or sent over there, like Apple and McDonald's and shit like that. Starbucks, Tesla Gigafactory, whatever, you name it. So we have to start looking at the weekends as being the headline risk, right? Because what's going on the weekends? The news wants to keep you home. They want you to watch. They want you to be afraid. They want to get clicks. Now, that's not saying that what they're saying isn't true, but we do. You have to realize that it is self-serving, but that self-serving strategy also has an impact on the perception within the market, right? And if the perception in the market is, shit, we could have a second wave, or we're not going to slow things down, then that's going to have a profound effect on the way that the market trades this, as well as where we're at, in the scheme of things. Look, we're still up 35% from the lows on the Dow. That's nuts. Unemployment, 40 million. 120,000 people dead, almost. Debt, like astronomical. And we have a bunch of other triggers that are going to come in July and August, okay? So, knowing this, it's like, how do you get yourself positioned for what's going to come? So, while there's a lot of people that are just completely shitting their pants, while I don't want people to die, I do want people to shit their pants, okay? Because if they're shitting their pants, I'm the guy that has the fucking diaper for them. I got the fucking baby wipes, clean that shit up. Or I'm the one that's going to sell them a new pair of pants, okay? How? Guys, market up or down makes no difference to me. It should make no difference to any of you. There are 3 ways to make money in this market, okay? Cheat, be smarter than everybody else, or be first. And so basically the last 2 are really what you want. You want to be first. You want to be the one that sees everything going, before you see it on CNBC, right? It's like, hey, a rug pull's coming. 2 days later, rug pull comes. But you're already in IWM puts at $153. You're already in Apple puts at $152.50. $152.50. Now, if you made money on them, great. You took profit early, but you see, okay? And then you get a couple of those under your belt, and then, you hold them a little bit longer. In this market, I've found that it's every day is different from the next. And I'm sure a lot of you are seeing that, okay? And that, is it up, is it down, is really gonna, think of it as sucking the premium out of your account. Because I'm sure you guys are having great, one day you're just fucking killing it, like boom, 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 can't miss. Next day you go in, your chest is puffed out, you're excited. By 11 a.m. you're like, fuck, I gave it all back. You don't want to be there. Guys, what is this? And don't say it's a magic 8-ball, even though it is. Shh. This, my friends, think of this as this is an options contract, okay? This is a stock. This is a small cap. This is a big cap. This is the TVIX. This is the SPY. This is the QQQ, okay? All of them in one. The longer I hold this, okay, if I'm on the right side of the trade, the greater the value. Your job, all right, is to pass this value off to somebody else. Why? Because what you didn't know is inside is some C4, and it's going to blow up, okay? You have to treat every trade in this market as if you're holding a stick of dynamite or a thing of C4, okay? If you want to think of it in simpler terms or less explosive terms, think of it as a game of musical chairs, right? You want to be holding a chair when the music stops playing. Just like you don't want to be holding this when it blows up. How many people do you know on Friday thought everybody's buying the dip and they went calls? They went calls out of the gate. You know, they started buying Hertz. Okay? Stupid. Okay? And what happened? They got wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. And you buying calls on a Friday, if you're buying weeklies, done. Account blown up. Okay? Understand that. Alright? You don't want to be holding a grenade. You know? It's like Dean Carney said, you don't make trades with no upside. You know, there's only downside risk in doing things a specific way. That's why you guys need to join the club, right? And it's not just about getting trades, getting alerts. Obviously, you get those, right? A mentor is not somebody that tells you what to buy, okay? Or, you know, a course or a program like TCG isn't something that's going to tell you what to buy. It's something that is going to teach you how to buy, how to find things that you should buy, and how to find things that you should avoid, okay? If anything, you have to look at TTG as something that is going to save you far more money than it ever makes you. And the reason I say that is because a penny saved is a penny earned. So there's intrinsic value in that. For every time that you make a great trade, you know, that's money you didn't lose, and it's money that you saved. Every time you stop yourself from making a bad trade, you're like, oh, you know what? I don't like this setup. You know, what does Mike always say? All bull flags are not equal. All, you know, Hamaramis are not equal. You know, is this an island reversal? I don't know. You know, guys, it's coursework, it's psychology, which is probably, I think, everybody's favorite course. It's an options course. It's an advanced options course. We've got the first hour and a half of TTG, or two, yeah, basically first hour and a half is, you know, setting up your charts in the morning, looking at different patterns, getting homework, taking quizzes. Yeah, oh, what? Like what? I gotta pay you to take fucking quizzes? Yeah. What do you think, this is easy? Everybody wants to live up here, right? Okay? But they don't realize that you got to start from down here and, you know, and work your way up. It's not like, hey, I'm just going to push this button. I just opened up a Robinhood account. I just opened up an E-Trade account. I'm going to play stockbroker. How hard could this be? No. Why would you do that? All right? You got $2,000 and you're just like, I'm just going to go at it alone. You know. How stupid is that? Is that what you want to do? You want to just waste money? Don't waste money. Join us. You got a portfolio that looks completely fucked right now? You get your one-on-one with me, I unfuck your portfolio. Unfuck it. Okay? Look at the swings. Look at the trades that, look at the swing trades and the profit taking that I've made in TTG. Well, I guess, you guys aren't members, but guys, I'm from the future. I'm like Biff Tannen taking the sports almanac from Marty McFly. And Mike is like, I don't know, American Sniper? He's a sniper. It's an unbelievable group of people. And if you don't do it, fuchsias are taking a shit. Oh, why is that? Oh, why is that, people? Time. This is the hedge in futures, okay? This is the hedge. This is people, we're going to see, because we're going to be on by 9:30, all right? So let's see. I'm going to write it down. All right. S&P 500 at 143 right now. And it is 8:57. Okay, 9:30. I'm going to say it will be 105 to 118 down. Okay, maybe we'll see. So actually, no, not 9:30. I'd say 9:45. Give me 15 minutes on that. All right. So this is what's happening, okay? And you see this every night, or a good portion of nights, right? People don't know how Asia is going to wake. All right? They want to see what Hong Kong's going to do. They're not sure. So they're de-risking, okay? These will be the same people that buy the dip and just rocket this thing up. So again, none of this really, this is all just kind of clutter until 11 p.m. If we're over 1.5% on the S&P 500 by 11:30, then you can worry. Then you know that holding puts over the weekend was a wise choice, okay? Because I'm not holding anything. I'm not holding anything that's unless it's long term. I'm holding one long-term position right now, and that's it. And I've got 3 weeks on that. You can make $50K a month with, Monday, Tuesday, if you put 25 grand in each of those small caps that we played, you would have made 50K. Actually, you would have made 100K. You would have made 50K each on those days. If you put 5K into every single one of my plays on Friday, you would have made $22,500 profit on top of what you made. Think of it that way. So yeah, we're going to see what futures do. But let's see. Oh, control. Can we get the link for TTG Wolf 6? All right. Because guys, honestly, we're gonna extend that to you. You're gonna get a one-on-one with myself, somebody else maybe. It's $1,000. $1,000. But also, guys, we're gonna have a paper trading simulator. You're going to have real-time trades in level 2. You get all the courses. And that's the thing that I don't think people understand. We're not upselling you anything. Guys, we just did a 12-hour webinar Traderpalooza this weekend, it didn't cost anybody anything extra. It wasn't like, oh, it cost you $50. We also didn't sell it to the public. We weren't like, hey, public, come on in. You know, take this webinar, get all the tricks for nothing. No. You know, we treated that like a new season of Ozark. Goes right into TTG, and everybody gets to see it, right? It's a recording. Now it's part of the Rolodex. Think of TTG as, think of it as like an office, okay? And there's a bunch of computers, virtual computers, and everybody is sitting at the desk, right? And they're all trading, okay? Then, so you're trading during the day, you're getting real-time alerts, you're getting stuff on the app, you're getting this, you're getting that. And you're like, well, you know what, I really want to do a refresher. Let me go back to the office library. And in the office library, it's all these courses, okay? And the courses aren't like a page, like Investopedia. It's not garbage. It's not a fucking DVD with somebody dressed like a priest trying to fucking sell you something that's just dog shit. It's actionable information. And that's what I don't think a lot of people understand, is that if you want to trade in this market, you need actionable information. What's actionable information? It's information that you get. If I tweet something, you're like, holy shit, that makes sense. There's a trade there. Boom. Okay? We just take it a step further. We're like, holy shit, look at this. Look what's going on. This is what I'm looking at. This is where I'd like to get in. Oh, look, it's getting there. Boom, we get in. Oh, wait. Let's get out. Boom, out. Guys, it's that quick. Sometimes it's that quick. The trades that I made on Friday, if you took all of them, 5 of them, okay, and you counted the minutes from start to finish in all of them, it was less than an hour. Less than an hour. Guys, I left my house. I just stopped trading, stopped even looking at the market. And I was like, man, I'm hungry. I'm just going to leave, okay? My first trade, I was like, that's like a week's worth of trading right there. In 6 minutes. You know? It was like 6 minutes. Guys, when I go into a position, I'll go hard. I'll peel out quick. You know, but I give it longer than 5 minutes. All of a sudden I was like, holy shit, this thing I just got like perfectly. Guys, and it wasn't like I'm typing, I get in, and then I alert. It's me on the mic. Hey guys, this is what I think is going on right here. I explain it. I explain my whole method and the whole reasoning behind it. And I explained this in probably about 15 seconds, and it just made perfect sense. Okay? And we got in, and it was just like 100%. 6 minutes. 100% in 6 minutes. Okay? Yeah, trading small caps is fun, right? The only problem with when you're trading small caps, there's pros and cons of trading options and stocks, right? The thing with options is you know exactly, I think of this as a pro, I know exactly what I'm going to lose, okay? You know, with stock, like at the end of it, it's not going to go to zero, but an option can go to zero. But I like to go into a situation, I'm like, okay, this is the most I can lose, right? If I go $500 every trade, if I put $500 in every option that I play, I'm like, okay, I'm willing to lose $500. I'm willing to lose $1,000. I'm willing to lose $2,000, right? And I know that I just need to have more that don't blow up. And obviously, I don't want to ride everything down to zero. That's just stupid, okay? But you want to be in a place where, you know, you're with a group of people that can just guide you. And guys, the misconception is you don't need to have a big account to do this. All right? When you're trading options or small caps or just swinging stock, you don't need to, guys, I didn't start with a small account. Guys, you know how much money I put in the first time I started trading? And I opened a Scott Trade account. I put $1,500 into it. $1,500, okay? And my whole investment strategy was, and it was investment strategy, let me be clear on that, was what's the world gonna need in 10 years? The first company I bought was a desalinization company because I was like, water seems kind of important. And this is 2013. Then I started looking at distressed banks in Europe. Why? Because the euro was a mess and Greece was a anchor, and the National Bank of Greece, I was like, they can't let that bank fail. I just looked at like 2008. I was like, they couldn't let the big bank fail here. They can't let National Bank of Greece fail. Bought that, made like 30%. And I was like, 30%? My desalinization company actually went 100%. And I didn't know anything. I was just like, oh, desalinization company, great. I didn't know the share count. I didn't know. It just ended up being a good trade. Eventually, I started putting, every week a little bit more, getting a little bit confident. Because I put in a total of $10,000 between spring of 2013 to December of 2013. 10,000, okay? I took some out, so maybe it was less if you really look at it, but I always look at it as 10,000. And guys, I've been living off of that $10,000 since 2013. All right, I'm a blue collar guy. All right, I curse. All right, I got fucking Star Wars shit all over my place. I don't look at. I'm not like, oh, I'm a fucking millionaire. Yeah, I mean, if I go into a meeting with a hedge fund and they're like, oh, I think I could make you, 10% a year. I'm like, go fuck yourself, 10% a year. I'm like, you should hire me and put me on retainer. I'm not like that, guys. I started like every one of you. But here's the thing. I didn't know fucking shit. I picked a really good sector and I already had a really good strategy for trading it. But I watched a ton of people get blown up thinking it was always going to, once I made money, I reached out to people. I was like, what should I do? I was like, this is crazy. I'm like, I turned 10 grand into 600,000 plus in a matter of 8 months. What do I do? All right. And you know what they said? They'll like fucking take profit and fucking learn how to invest. And I was like, yeah. I was like, probably a good idea. And then I watched everybody get blown up in pot stocks. And then I started making investments outside of the market. Then I started making investments again into the market. All right, but I wasn't blown up. I was getting everything at a discount. And then I just grew it and grew it and grew it and grew it. Then I was like, oh, I could be a day trader now, Aim small, miss small, guys. Everything starts out with a goal. My goal was like making $50 a day when I started. I was like, if I could make $50, it wasn't even a day. I remember like the first time I made like $500 in a week. In a week. I was like, holy shit. I was like, this is amazing. I was like, this is great. Then I lost it. Because I was like, fuck. Probably should have known what the RSI was, right? I was like, what is this thing? Relative Strength Index? I mean, there's a thing that tells me when something needs to cool off? What? And probably for like the next 3 months, I traded just an RSI. Guys, every single year, I look back on trading and investing because I invest in a lot of companies. I'm a founder of a couple of companies, some that you're probably in, you don't even know it. And I just think, man, I really didn't fucking know shit. It's like when you're in high school and college and you look back and you're like, oh God, That was embarrassing. What a dork. You know, it's like every time I look back on my trading, I think of like a picture of me in fourth grade. You know, like my class picture with like laser background. And then the next year I got like a gold chain, you know? And then the next year I'm wearing like a Raiders jacket. You know, every year you're evolving. And that's how trading is. Every year you're getting better and better and better and better. You're learning new things. You're meeting people and interacting with people that have just real specific skill sets. And that's what you need to be around, guys. You know, if I had one mentor, he wrote this book, and it's called Markets, Mobs, and Mayhem. And to this day, I've only read his book and one other book called Animal Spirits, and it's about market psychology. You know, the rest is just kind of what I learned. And the thing that he said, and it's not in the book, but the thing that he said to me was, look, you always want to be the dumbest person in the room. I was like, oh. And then for a second, then it kind of hit me, and I was like, okay, yeah. Always be the dumbest person in the room. That way you're always surrounded by geniuses. And I don't think any of you are dumb. That's not what I'm saying. You know, I always want to be the dumbest person in the room. Okay? Because then I can learn something. You know? And I've been in those situations, and look, I've been in a lot of situations where I'm the smartest person in the room. Then I've been in those situations where I'm like, the guy that, you know, people probably think I have a head injury in the room. You know, I've gotten a lot of really good insight from those people that were just like mind-blowingly, like melt your brain smart. And, you know, when you're trading, this is the type of environment you want to be in. You want to be in an environment where you know, you get kicked in the face, and you know there's somebody to like bring you an ice pack and tell you why you got kicked in the face. So yeah, so let's take a look at futures. And futures are pretty much right there. What did I say? 105 to 118 at 9:45. We're gonna see. All right. The only thing that's kind of spooking me a little right now is the VIX. The VIX is almost at 6%. So if I had to wager, so yeah. All right. Blue Horseshoe stocks. Blue Horseshoe. Do you like Endicott steel? Come on. I know you like Endicott steel. Just tell me. What's the name of the books again? The first one is by the mentor, which is Markets, Mobs, and Mayhem. You can't get it. It's out of print. Somebody just told me that they tried to buy it. It was like $200 for the book. The second one I think you can still get. It's called Animal Spirits. Okay? Those two books deal with, and actually these books right now are perfect for everybody in the market, right? And I think you could probably get Animal Spirits on tape, but it's a really good book. And and the reason it's a really good book right now is because of the type of herd mentality, you know, we're seeing like in the market right now with all these different factions of bulls, bears, Robin Hood rats, you know, value investors, you know, old money, new money, you know, the Dave Portnoys of the world. And, you know, understanding how the market moves, you know, and the perception and understanding the psychology of, you know, when people look to get out of things, when people look to get into things, how much is too much on the psyche. You know, that's the entire way that I've traded. That's the reason why when it came to pot stocks, you know, these are the two things I learned to trade. These two books are basically the things that prepared me for my career in pot stocks, which was just serious irrational exuberance, just people fucking going crazy after these things. And that's why, you know, I'm the best trader in the world in pot stocks, and I'm not afraid to say it. Show me one better trader of pot stocks in the world. I've called every single dump, every single pop, you know. And I go out there, I put my neck out there, and I got the Twitter receipts to prove it. So, you know, you got to be prepared. And pot stocks will come back. And God damn it, if you're not a member of True Trading Group and pot stocks come back, first off, if pot stocks come back, pot stocks are going to come back. This price is no longer going to be the price. All right? Because then it's just going to be like fishing with dynamite. I would even say, don't let anybody in. Don't let anybody in. You know? It's like, you are going to learn a lesson. All right? You either want to be on the side that thinks they know what's going on, that's calling, oh, it's the bottom, it's the bottom. Oh, you're an idiot, Wolf, telling me to sell all my pot stocks in March of 2019. Yeah. So, do you smoke that much pot? No, I actually don't. I don't have time for it. I really don't have time for it. You know, I'll hit the one hitter occasionally. But yeah. So yeah, boom. Be ahead of the pot stock boom, guys. And I'm very specific about when that boom's going to happen. And if you want to get into pot stocks, guys, I basically got the fucking playbook. Not just the playbook, but I know every dirty deed. I know every single CEO. I know everything. You know, you could ask me about a pot stock and I'd be like, just avoid it. And you'd be like, why? They did. Trust me. It's like when people were telling me, oh, buy Xena, buy Xanabis, $3. Nope. Nope, never gonna touch it. Why? It's a great company. It's a great company. Wolf, you're an idiot. Buy it. $3. Nope. 15 cents. Buy Tilt. Oh, Tilt, amazing company. Buy Ianthus, $6. Oh, amazing company. Nope, not touching it. You guys don't know what I know. I'm not going to get into it. Just understand that if I tell you no, don't go. G.I. Joe. Knowing is half the battle, people. All right. Then you get the psychedelics. Guys, I'm already in psychedelics and I've already dumped half of my position on the retail market in my psychedelics. And I bought them in the open market, so I wasn't like cheap paper. I just didn't say, hey, I'm fucking buying this thing. There was enough people pumping those things. I was just like, I am happy to sell into people for once. Buy Tilray at 300. Guys, if you Google my name and Tilray, you will see, yeah. Guys, let me ask you, how many of you guys follow me on Twitter? So that's my Twitter. If you guys don't know, now you know. And if you don't know, now you know. Not gonna get my YouTube channel shut down singing that song. Hey, would you help me out with options this week? Sahil, yeah, of course. Are we gonna do a one-on-one? Sahil? Sahil, here, I do. Yeah, guys, you'll know it's me. So I'm Jason Spatafora at Wolf of Weed ST. Guys, I have the blue check. You know, I've been in magazine. I've been in Penthouse. Guys, did you guys know that I was in Penthouse? Penthouse. Fully clothed, of course. Just talking about, you know. I got the magazines here. Men's Journal, Forbes, Vice, High Times. You know, guys, and I never set out to be the Wolf of Weed Street. You know, like the trick of it is I trade a lot of other things. I trade much more. I trade a lot of pot stocks, but I trade a lot more other stocks. Yes, next week. All right, Sahil, then you're going to get it. Guys, Sahil, so when we do our one-on-one, and I'm speaking directly to Sahil, what I'm going to do is, one, I'm going to see if you've traded options. Two, I'm going to take a look. I'm not even going to take a look. We're going to have a private conversation about your risk, how much money you have in your account, and I'm going to go over, some really good options that I like for beginners, and then we're going to, look to graduate you to different levels of risk, and we're going to be able to manage that risk based off of time. Okay, and now this is a very important thing for everybody, that's trading options or never traded an option before in your life, is when you're trading an option, time is the most valuable thing that you have. And if you don't understand the value of time, and I'm not talking about time value or time decay or anything, just, I'm boiling it down to the simplest of terms, time, okay? Time is worth so much money when you're in an option. My job is to get you from one option that's, let's say, call it a June 19th expiration, to the same option for July 2nd at the same price. So every time you're catching the move, taking the profit and getting in at the same price as you did the one before. That's the main goal for options. That way you can stay in the trade longer with less risk. Because guys, you're going to be in situations when you're trading options where a headline risk happens and there's nothing you can do about it. All right? If you're in a weekly option that, let's say you were in Apple calls, okay? Say for argument's sake, you were in 360 Apple calls, all right? It's at 355. You're like, fuck, I got 3 more days. This market is just ripping, son. Thursday comes. Guess what? Your option is dead. But what if you had 360 calls for the following week? Now, you're probably not going to hit 360, but there is a way out of it. And understanding how to get out of it and keep your money or break even or just take a small loss instead of a total blow up. Honestly, that's why I love options. I trade stock too, but not as much fun, not as much leverage. I basically, when I'm trading Apple, it's like every time I buy Apple, I'm buying like $5 million worth of Apple. And that's great. And I'm getting that $5 million worth of upside, Well, not $5 million. Actually, like 3 million. $3 million of Apple. Between 3 million and 1.5 million. All by spending depends, 10 grand, 20 grand on those options. Sometimes I get a little crazy, but you know how it is. Oh, Kevin, you're not on. Oh, look at futures now. 924. Okay. $924. S&P 500. 128. 1.28. Dow Jones 1.36. VIX 5.99. VIX is the thing that. All right, and just to reiterate, I said 9:45. Okay, I wrote this down. My handwriting sucks. So 9:45. Because at first I said 9:30, so you can see where I. 105 to 118 on the SPY. And at 8:57 we were at 1.43%. Boop, boop, boop. So we'll see. We'll see. And guys, honestly, sorry, I'm just doing this to myself right now. All right. But I have no problem doing that, really, just as long as I'm not like this. I have no problem doing that because I can trade by time. So I keep a detailed log of repos and pumps and covers and everything. I got it almost down to a science. Book, Animal Spirits. Okay, Animal Spirits. Okay, Mark. Google it. Yeah, so I can trade by time better than. I mean, a lot of people do it, you know. And I'll tell you why that's useful, especially when you're in a group like TTG. Some of you will be in puts, some of you will be thinking about getting into puts, some of you will be thinking about getting into calls, some of you will be thinking about getting out of your calls. And understanding the time frames during the day and when the moves have historically happened, okay? It's like when you roll a die, what is the percentage that, it's like you're rolling 2 dice. What's the percentage that 7 comes out? That's why in a game of craps, 7 is the number that you bust because it comes out the most. Well, we're doing that with things, and we're using that as an indicator or a signal on some trades to avoid, to get in. My last SPY trade, as well as the QQQ trade that I missed, but other members caught like 200, 300% on it. Nobody caught the 400% move. Everybody knows to take profit. Oh well, nobody goes broke taking profit. I based that move, and I said it pre-market on Friday. I said exactly what time I was going to buy calls. Exactly the time. Think about that for a second. At 9 o'clock in the morning on a Friday that was gapping up, I said the exact time I would be getting into calls. Thank you, Alexandra Karp, for that Amazon.com summation of Animal Spirits. Another one, if you really want to get your head blown back, is Shock Doctrine by Naomi Klein. Guys, I was a double English major in college, so English and creative writing. I think one semester, I read like 10,000 pages. Nuts. I got a C in that class. It's crazy. Crazy. Speedy marks. Pump, pump, pump. Hey, Wolf, I DM'd you my portfolio from the one-on-one. Actually, you DM'd me a link. I didn't get the screenshot of your portfolio. So send that portfolio again, okay? Oh, my God. OMG. Do you guys want to know what sector, if you're going to play one tomorrow, which one it'll be? Because I can tell you. I can tell you right now. All right, I'm going to tell you which sector right now that I would be playing based off of the futures right at this second. But you're going to have to smash that like button and subscribe. Come on, smash it. Smash it. Smash it. Smash. Smash. I'll give you a second because I know there's a little lag on this. Can I type the book names in chat? Oh, very good. You guys are smart. I'm teaching you guys, you TTG guys. It's Markets, Mobs, and Mayhem. Oh, but this book is a must-read for everybody. All right. Markets, Mobs, and Mayhem, Animal Spirits, and I was supposed to say ugly Americans. I don't know what the fuck I did. So yeah, based off of where the futures are at, you should probably be in tech tomorrow. So everybody's going to be looking for safe havens, okay? That doesn't mean... All right, so here's the freebie for the week. It's going to be Roku. You got me? Roku. That's probably the tech stock I'll have the most attention on this week. Maybe AMD. I don't know. Where did AMD close? Let me take a look for you guys. Oh yeah, I'd get that at 52 all day. 51.50 would be even better. Which stock sells Pineapple Express? Oh, I don't know. I forget. NVAX, INO, AZN. INO is the greatest short when it's over $16. Market. If you short INO, if you buy puts on INO at 16 and it's not 14 within 2 weeks, send me a message. I will give you a video apology. But INO over 16 is so far one of the easiest shorts. Easy. Roku bullish. I'm bullish on Roku level. I probably want to see it get back down to 102, 103. I've not been looking at OKE. I have been looking at Oxy. QQQ, Andrew, yes, I'm definitely going to take a stab at that tomorrow at some point. Waiting, maybe even take a little stab at a dead cat bounce on IWM. But, you know, look, also understand that none of these options that I'm thinking about tomorrow, one, it can change. It can change very drastically. But two, I'm not going to be in these options longer than a day. You know, airlines any good this week? I think it'll be choppy just because of all the corona talk. Cuomo said today that he was actually thinking about shutting down certain segments of the population. Because you have to see the spikes in Arizona, Florida, a bunch of different states in coronavirus are probably going to panic people. You know, I mean, look, for the first time since March, I had family dinner at my house. So every Sunday I have a family dinner. This is like the first time, and we were talking about it. I was like, yeah, you know, probably this will be the last time. You know, maybe we get another week, but that's probably it. Still in DRV? No, I'm not in DRV. I stopped out. I didn't want to give back all my profit. I could have, you know, obviously it made a significant move. I'm still very bearish real estate. Let's put it that way. But DRV and SRS, for that matter, were moving with the market, and we're moving with the SPY, and there was no fighting it. You know, like all the data was just really bad for real estate, yet DRV was somehow going down. So it just wasn't making sense. So I'm not going to fight something like that. Yes, I am in those X calls. Am I overall bearish for the markets? Look, I mean, philosophically, yes. Philosophically, I am very bearish on the markets, right? From a practicality standpoint, I can't be. Okay? You know, obviously I want the overall markets to do better. The data isn't good, but none of that really matters. That's kind of, you know, like the textbook is out the window when you consider the sheer amount of intervention that we're seeing from the Fed. I mean, look, it's $124 billion a day, something like that. You just signed up. How can I get a one-on-one? Oh, Leroy, welcome. Leroy Salinas, welcome. I love Salinas, by the way. You know, you can contact Elena, but first I would go through the coursework. That way we could really make the most of you the one-on-one. And the one-on-ones go for an hour or more. They're great. We have a good time. We actually pick out trades. Here's the thing, guys. A lot of you guys have an investment strategy and you don't even know it, okay? My job, think of me as like Mr. Miyagi, right? Fucking telling you wax on, wax off. I'm Karate Kid 1, all right? So I'm Mr. Miyagi. I'm saying, hey, Flip, Leroy, fucking wax on. Paint the fence. And you're like, what the fuck am I doing? I just want to trade. And then I'm like, put out. And you're like, holy shit, I know how to trade. Like, that's my job. That's what I do. I teach you how to fish. And sometimes you guys teach me things. You guys teach me things about sectors. Guys, you guys all come from a very, a multitude of different areas, okay? Some of you guys are in real estate. Some of you guys are in accounting. Some of you guys are in things where if I had any knowledge, mind blown how much money I could make. And that's the thing. You guys don't even know, just like Daniel LaRusso didn't know that by, wax on, wax off, and sanding the fence, that he was becoming Kung Fu master, 1980s Kung Fu master, let's be, Bloodsport kind of ruined Karate Kid for me. But you get my point. He didn't even realize, it was just muscle memory at that point, So that's why you join TTG. Look, you hear Mike say it. Look, I hear Mike say it 50 times. That doesn't make it not, doesn't make it any more right, but I'm like, it's true. Why? I'm just, guys, look, I'm no bullshit. You guys know me from Twitter. I've never been like, yeah, you should do this. You should do this. This is a good idea. It's practicality. It's logic. It's the same way that you have to trade. Do you want to be in a situation where you lose money, or do you want to be in a situation where you can make money, where you can piggyback off some things, but you can also trade on your own and just absolutely crush it. On top of that, this thing tonight, you're getting a one-on-one with me. And I'm actually really nice. I'm not this obnoxious. And I'm not, this is part of my shtick, but, honestly, look, guys, I care, why? Because one day I might need a job from one of you guys, and hopefully I've made you enough money where you can give me a job. Make sense? Or, all right, not me, but maybe you have to give one of my kids a job. Maybe my daughter is or my son are just fuck ups. And I will probably need one of you to burn a bridge. So yeah. 9:39. Let's check futures. Let's check futures. Oh! Can you see that? It was just 118. Guys, 118. And if you're just joining us for the first time, man, maybe I should have. So I said 9:45 between 118 and 105. We just tapped 118 on the S&P 500. Okay, and what did I say? I wanted to give myself 15 more minutes. Basically, let everybody see that things weren't so bad in Asia or China, as Trump says. So, guys, seriously, I'm from the future. All right. So, and we're getting a fade on the VIX. Small caps, still shitty. NASDAQ, doing better. S&P 500 just hanging in that range. 1.21, give it 5 minutes. Look, I'm happy we tapped that. We were, when I made the prediction, at 1.43. Hold on, guys, I gotta look. Got to look. All right. Sorry, guys. You're going to have to give me 2 seconds. I'm going to look at the 1 minute. Oh. Oh. Oh, it was on the money. On the money, guys. Short Wendy's. All right. Which platform does TTG recommend? Well, guys, I use E-Trade for trading options. Mike uses Lightspeed for executing his trades, and for his charts and scanners, he uses TC2000. I have E-Trade, I have TD Ameritrade, I have Schwab, I have Interactive Brokers, and then I have 3 other separate accounts. I like E-Trade the best, but they're all pretty much the same. Oh, I have Robinhood also, but there's no money in it. I think Robinhood is absolute garbage. 117, 120. Guys. So I'm looking at the futures on investing.com. So there's actually an app. It's called, it's investing.com, and you can load in a watch list, for yourself. So I'll just show you mine. All right, watch list. So these are the ones that I watch. Sorry, I'm just making it easy. And I just use that specifically for futures. All right. And that's it. Oh, look. 1.19. Oh, let's see. Nikkei, China 8 shares doing better. Nikkei 225 futures pretty much the same. Hang Seng, which is Hong Kong, is but guys, I just want to see at exactly 9:45 if we fall in that range. Okay. Yeah, the app is good, and they have a sentiment tracker, even though I think it's kind of bullshit. So what else you guys got for me? ETF on MJ sector, a good investment? God, no. It's the worst. I actually just did a news story with U.S. News and World Report, and they were asking me about ETFs. I actually got Tim Seymour into the article as well, because he runs Velocity. So guys know Tim Seymour from CNBC. So I connected the reporter with him and a couple of other people that run ETFs, and I basically said the same thing. 1.15 on the SPY. I don't think you want to be in any of the Canadian ETFs right now, all right, to begin with, all right, but really they're not a really good long-term investment, because those ETFs can't own the best of the best when it comes to the pot stocks, which are the U.S. companies. U.S. companies are really going to be where it's at. Canadian pot stocks, the LPs like Kronos, Canopy, Aurora, Tilray, Afria, OGI. Jesus Christ. It's not where you want to have your money. But at the same time, you don't want to be invested in the US MSOs right now, because they've got a lot of overhang with shares that have not hit the market yet. So regardless, if you go on Twitter and you see, I've said for the last 5 years that Liquidity from March to the summer has sucked in cannabis overall. So, that's not the time you buy. As a member of TTG, you're going to know exactly the day that I'm getting into pot stocks. Guys, we are at 9:45 and the price is 1.11. Sorry, I was like waiting. I need like the laugh track, the applause track, like the soundboard. Okay? So for all of you guys that are just joining us now, yeah, John Bracco, they're holding GW Pharma. That's it. GW Pharma, they're holding IIPR. I'm long IIPR. I'm long Power REIT. I'm not long, excuse me, I got the hiccups. I'm not long GW Pharma anymore, but I've been long GW Pharma since 32. So I don't really give a shit, where it's at right now. Because where I sold it was much higher. Wolf, do people ever trade warrants? What's the point of them when there's options? Actually, I made $1 million trading warrants in 2018 in a company. I'm not going to get into it, but the warrants actually, the stock went up 100%, the warrants went up 200%. And I made $1 million just on the warrants alone with house money. They doubled, I pulled back, I reloaded the warrants and the stock, and the warrants ended up being worth $1 million. So 947 S&P futures 1.11. Okay. So guys, baby, come back. All right. What did I say? 105 to 118. What is that? What's in between? So 6. So basically, I just tapped the range directly in the middle. Okay. So if you see this, I made a prediction at 8:57 p.m. where futures would be by 9:45. And they are right dead in the middle. Okay, so if you want to trade with the Almanac from Back to the Future 2, here's the link. Get a one-on-one, join, and see that work in the market throughout the course of the day, but in crazy ways. Crazy. Okay? So shit show tomorrow. Guys, I'm not going to be on this stream at 11 p.m., but sure as shit, I'm going to be watching futures. Guys, I watch futures so you don't have to. Okay? Here's what you're paying for in TTG. You're getting the courses. You're getting the work, the the chart setup. You're getting the alerts, the messages, the one-on-one. You're getting the sleep, okay? I don't sleep. You are paying for my lack of sleep, okay? Because if I am watching futures and you're resting at home, maybe you're cuddling, then I'm figuring out which trades I'm going to go after. And if I'm figuring out which trades to go after, that means you're going to know which trades we're going after. So yeah. I need to add Mike in on the phone. No, Mike's having a lovely day to himself with his fiance. They were supposed to get married. Guys, do you want to see what I'm going to give Mike for his wedding? I think. You guys tell me. All right. Yes. Look at the link. Click on that link. Get a free one-on-one with me. Make all your money back in a week. Okay, so I'm not giving Mike a Lambo. I'm giving him something that actually is priceless. I'm giving him this. All right? I know. Don't tell him, but I think I'm going to give him this. I've got 2 of them. So I don't feel so bad. But I know it's probably weird, right? Not going to be a lightsaber. It also depends if he has a house. So that's an original picture of Andy Warhol. So there's only 2 of them in the world. And I own both of them. Is American Express a play tomorrow? Nah, I think there's other sectors. Good. So yeah, that's Andy Warhol. Oh, and you couldn't see the girl? That's Winston Churchill's granddaughter. This is in the 1980s. I know the guy. So the guy that snapped this picture sold his company that they made, like, they put school books on floppy disks in the 1980s. He sold his company to Apple. I got his grandson out of a serious jam, and that was what he gave me. He asked me, this guy's got fucking like stupid money, and he's like 80 something. And he's like dying, and he's like, what do you want? And I'm like, the only thing I've ever wanted. I'm like, I just want that picture. And he's like, I can't find the negative, because he had a small one. And then he got diagnosed with like Alzheimer's, and his assistant found it, and he called me. He was like, I found it. And I was like, can you sign it number 1? He's like, yeah, no problem. So I got both of them signed number 1, which is pretty cool. How do I set a stop loss on options? I don't use stop losses for options. They have to be mental stops, because you never know exactly how they're going to react. Like sometimes, like I go under, like, because when I alert a trade, I'll say, obviously, beforehand, I'm getting into it, so it's not a surprise. But I'll say where I'm looking, where my stop loss is, and it's usually a percentage, but sometimes I go beyond that, because, look, I think like depending on what type of size I have, like a good options trade to me, like or the average that I go for in any options trade is like 50%. So my stop, like my main stop, like if I go down 50% on an option, I'm usually just getting out. Depending on how much time I have. But, I'll make it like 10, 20% like mental stop. And then I'll just like decide, all right, did I just get in this too early? But, that's just how I trade. And so honestly, I've never set a stop, like a stop loss for an option. So I don't want to talk like I know what I don't want to bullshit you basically. So I'm just not going to lie to you. I've just never fucking done it. So, okay. Next question. How do we manage this week, Andrew? Well, first we need volume in those $11 calls. I think if, let's say, we gap up tomorrow, I think probably take the gap up at least half off the table, and then wait for a pullback, and then look for a better strike. I don't think $11 is going to happen by July 2nd if the market keeps going the way it is. Like I said earlier, we're right in that weird zone now on the SPY and QQQ and everything. Everything is like, above support but below resistance, where we're on an island. It could maybe even say it's an island reversal, but is it a reversal up or is it a reversal down? So it makes no sense. Like I hear people, it's an island reversal. Okay, genius. Well, which way is it reversing? Are we gonna fucking drop? Are we gonna continue the V, or is this gonna look like a W? And everybody's like, I don't know. It's a fucking Hammurabi. I was like, fucking Hammurabi. And that's the thing, guys. The textbook is out the window right now. Charting's great. And God love you guys that are like super chart and like looking at Fibonacci's and all that other stuff. Volume is going to tell you everything you need to know. And that's why You know, Mike always says, like, if you can only trade with one indicator, it's volume. So true. Coleman 1050, yeah. 1050 expiration 619. What the fuck did you get in those? If you got in those this week or last week, stupid option. You need more time. Harambe, Harambe, isn't that the gorilla that got shot in the park in what's it called, on some preserve in Africa? Yeah. All right, guys. So, you know, how much did weed blow up my account? 10x? No. I sold weed, so I made like 50% the first time on weed. Ironically, guys, you want to hear a stupid story? So I was so wet behind the ears when I was coming out and like gaining my pot stock fame that Canopy asked me if I wanted to participate in their private placement. Okay? At 75 cents Canadian. You know what I said? I'll just buy it in the open market. So no. I actually, I bought in big to Canopy. So well, not big. So I traded it. I got back in. I made 50% on my first trade. Then I got back in the summer of 2017 at like $7. Ended up taking that, like making 100%, and then just trading it and getting in the summer when it pulled back. I bought like 5,000 shares like 2 weeks before the Constellation Brands deal. I also turned down Tilray IPO because I was like, Tilray, I was like, how much? And they were like $13. I was like, fuck, that company's not worth $13 a share. But what I should have asked was how many shares are in the float. If I would have just asked that question, I would have made $1 million because those shares were free trading, and I was like, 10 million share float, that thing's gonna fucking rocket. Because I'll tell you, as soon as I found out that there was a 10 million share float in that, I was like, this thing's going up like 300%. It was nuts, and that's what did it. Alright guys, so it's 10 o'clock. I'm not going to keep you from HBO or whatever the hell you guys do. I had a lot of fun tonight, but I want you, before we go, we're going to give you that link one more time. So, and it's it's TTG Wolf 6. For the one-on-one with me, and you have to do this by midnight tonight, so you got 2 hours. So I'm going to give you 2 hours, that way you could rewatch this, see that I'm from the future, because honestly, you don't see shit like that on a live stream. S&P 500 futures right now 1.13. Come on, guys. Tell me that wasn't cool. Tell me that wasn't cool what you just saw. Boop. So yeah, use the code, hit the like, smash that like button, subscribe if you don't already. And what do I think about MO and Walgreens getting into pot? Ultra has been in pot for a while through Kronos. Kronos is probably the only pot stock that I would invest in that's in Canada. And the only reason is because the amount of cash that they have to outlast everybody. Yes, guys, thank you. Everybody that's not in TTG, guys, look, it's really simple. You can go at it by yourself, or you can go at it with somebody that's, hey, $50 a month. But it's like, and I know a lot of people that are in TTG had kissed a lot of frogs beforehand. It's like this: you buy cheap, you buy twice. Okay, nobody's going to give you the type of information to start from TTG. Like, you're not going to have the coursework. You're not getting upsold. The price is also increasing. So next Tuesday, next week, next Sunday, when we're recapping all of the trades that were just fucking monsters, you're going to be like, why the fuck didn't I get in this week? Why? And every week I say the same thing, and every week on YouTube there are converts. There are people that just came, I just can't, like, they've been coming to the YouTube channel for 5 weeks. And then on week 6, they finally signed up. On week 7, they were like, why was I so fucking stupid that I didn't sign up 5 weeks ago? Guys, this is the most volatile and exciting time to be in the market. Every day that you're doing it by yourself is a day that you are wasting, okay? You're not going to get a lot of days, like Friday, where 4 trades were over 100%. 1 trade, the dog of them was 50%. And if we'd stayed like another 5 minutes, it would have been 100%. You're not going to get, it's like, do you have your scanner set up properly to detect like something that's going to go 700% early? That's it. How are we gapping up tomorrow when ES is down? Who the hell said anything about gapping up tomorrow? I didn't say anything about gapping up tomorrow. Trust me. S&P 1.13. Guys, we are right in that range last 15 minutes. So, like George Costanza, I'm going to leave on a high note. I'm going to give you one last shot. Use that code, TTGWolf6. Get an education. Trade with me, trade with Mike, trade with Simmons, Alex, Toner, Jay Downing, Elena, Toby. All right? Chat room opens at 7:30 in the morning. There's a lot in there. There's a lot to digest. Okay? That's it. I'm not going to do any more of these streams. Prices are going up. And honestly, I want the prices to go up. And better. I'd shut the doors next week if I, have it my way. Because it's going to get to a point where it's supply and demand. Pot stocks are going to come back. We're going to fucking kill it. There's not a paid chat room or paid service that is ever going to compete with me in weed. They're not going to compete with me on mushrooms when I start really getting into it. That's it. It's not a pitch. I'm not trying to sell something that's already sold. I'm just telling you what is going to happen, how this is going to play out. All right? That's it. All right, guys. You guys have a good night. TTG members, I will see you tomorrow, okay? You guys have your homework assignments. Tomorrow's going to be fun. I will see you all bright and early at the Colada Club. Take care. Comb your hair. All right, guys.